Okay, let's evaluate this expression. The expression is 4m minus 5n. Now the m and the n are the two variables, the two letters, and the good news is we're given what their values are. So m equals -3 and n equals -4. We're going to take these guys and slide them into m and n respectively. So that's called substitution. That's how you evaluate. So let's take these guys and put them in here. So one of the first things I want to do is write up what each one is. So let's begin with the m. m equals -3. I'd like to write that on top of the m, so we know we're going to put -3 in there. And the value of n equals -4, I'm going to put it on top of the n so we can replace it. This saves us from making any errors. Okay, let's replace these guys. Now remember, in the language of algebra, when you have a number next to a variable or a letter, these two guys, it means multiply. So it's 4 times m and 5 times n. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have 4 times, let me put in brackets here, because we have the m that's going to be substituted for -3, and then it's minus 5, and that's going to be times, I'll put in bracket here, n, which is now -4. Okay, we're going to start multiplying these guys. So here's something we got to remember from negative numbers. When you have a negative number and it multiplies by another negative number, that's going to give us a positive number. Now, if we have a negative number and we're going to multiply it by a positive number, or a positive times a negative, in other words, when they're different, negative and a positive, positive and negative, they're both going to give us negative answers. Both negative. Let me put that in brackets. So let's have a look at what we got here. We got a positive 4 times a -3. Positive 4 times a -3. So a positive 4 times a -3. Positive times a negative is a negative. That's a negative there. So the answer here will be a negative for this left-hand side. So it'll be negative what? Well, 4 times 3 is 12. So it'll be -12. Bring down the minus now. There's our minus. Now, it's interesting here. We've got a -5 and a -4. Let's multiply these two guys. Let's forget about that minus sign for now. -5 minus 4. So two negatives, minus and a minus, gives us a positive. So that becomes a positive. So it's positive 5 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. Plus 20. So now we just add these two guys together. Now -12 plus 20, if I rearrange them like this, it's the same thing. 20 minus 12, or plus 20 minus 12, it's the same thing. 20 minus 12, what does that give us? 20 minus 12 is 8. And there's your answer.